Hi, I'm Wendy Smalley, and this is Drunkening Out Wendy Crochet. We're doing a video today, and we're going to learn how to make this adorable little coconut. Her name is Cokie. Isn't she super cute? So we're going to use basic crochet techniques, and we're going to learn how to do eyelashes and shaping, and then add in the crazy straw. So follow along, and let's start crocheting. Now, if you've purchased the kit, it comes nice in this nice little box. There'll be a little sticker on it telling you what you're making. And when you open the box, you'll have everything you need. You'll have your brown. You'll have your beige, which is the top of your coconut. You'll have your colors to make the flowers, the cheeks, a little bit of black for some embroidery, a crazy straw, and your eyelashes, your eyes that already have eyelashes, and a stitch marker. You have your eyelashes already attached on your 18mm eyes and your stitch marker. The kit also comes with a nice big printout of the pattern so that you have everything that you need in order to move forward. However, you don't have to get the kit. You can make this directly from the video. And if that's the case, the first thing we're going to do is get you your little eyes with their eyelashes on them. Now, you don't have to do eyelashes. You can embroider your eyelashes. I just like eyelashes. So that's what I do. And I always start with the eyes because they need to be done so you have time for the glue to dry so you can use them. So to do the eyes, I am using 18mm eyes. You can use any size that you want, but with the size that I'm doing, the 18mm seems to work. You get your eyes out. Okay, I don't really need the backs for this part. This is just making eyeballs. Okay. And then you need your doll eyelashes. So I bought these at a craft store a really long time ago. They were long and there were 6 of them, and I have used these forever. So what I do is I take these doll eyelashes and I decide how many I want on each one. For Cokie, we did 3, so I'm just going to do 3. So I count out a section of 3, and then I cut it. And then I do 3 more because I'm doing 2 eyes. We want 2 eyes on our little coconut. All right, so those are your 2 little eyelashes. You cut those off, and you'll see they curve one way and not the other. I like, for when I do these, them to curve away from the face. Then I use my epoxy 6000. I like these little tubes because it tends to dry out faster than I can use up a big tube. So I get the little tubes, and then they're easier for me to transport and everything else. So you squeeze up just a little bit, and then you're going to put it right here on this flat side of the eye. Just put a little bit of glue there, and then go ahead and do the other one because the glue is popping up. All right, we have that. Put your cap back on. And then you take your eyelashes, make sure you have them pointed the way you want. So since I want them away from the face or coming out, I have the curve pointed down. Then I grab my little eye and I just lay that in the glue. And then I do the next one. And there we go. That is how I make my plastic eyelashes, my eyes with eyelashes. I think it's fun, and that's how I do it. So set these off to the side because you can't use them while they're wet. You'll need to, I usually let them dry for like 24 hours. Your call however long you want to do that. So for this project, we are going to use an E-hook. That's almost always what I use, and a large eye needle, stuffing, and a stitch marker. If you have the kit, great. If you don't, we're using brown, beige, or cream color yarn, blue, and peach. But you can change up those colors if you want different colors on your cheat circles or different colors on your flowers. I'm going to set this off to the side so it's not distracting. All right, so we're going to just start and we're going to go in the round. And oops. So I make a slip knot. If you haven't done a slip knot, you're going to wrap it around. And then it folds towards you. And then you pull through. That is the easiest way I found to make a slip knot. I do the chain 2 method. If you would like to do the magic ring, feel free. I don't like it. I don't do it. It's fine. It's no big deal if that's not what you want to do. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we are going to increase or do 6 single crochet in the second chain from hook. So this is my second chain, and I'm going to do 6 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so you have that little opening. That's okay. You just take that tail from where you made it and you pull, and it closes it right up. That's why I like this, because I can close up the hole. It's not that big of a deal. So for Koki, we are going to keep making increases to get the base of our coconut. So for the first row, we're going to do an increase in each stitch, which basically means 2 single crochet in each stitch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, it slipped and didn't catch. And then here's the last one. Okay, so that's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In this project, I'm going to increase by 6 each time. Sometimes I do 4, sometimes I do 8. It depends on the yarn and the style that I'm going for. This, I want a basic standard circle, so I'm going to increase by 6 each time. And we've just finished round 2, so we're going to start to round 3. I'm going to put on my stitch marker so I don't have to count each row, because I don't like doing that. You can also just use a piece of yarn. I often do that, and then I can just pull it out and move it up to the next time. All right, so the next row we're going to do is we're going to do an increase and a single crochet over 2 stitches, and we're going to do this 6 times. So you're going to do increase, and then single crochet. And then you're going to do that 5 more times all the way around your little coconut. Increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, last time, increase, single crochet. Not sure why my yarn is splitting so bad today. I think I'm just having a bad yarn day. It happens. I'm just working through it. Not gonna worry about it. Not gonna get mad about it. Just gonna keep going. Try to keep it as smooth as possible. Rework it when I have to. All right, so we've just finished round 3. We're gonna move on to round 4. Now I split up my increases because if I do them in the same spot all the time, you'll see a spiral start to form on your piece, and I don't like that look, so I don't do that. Other people do, and it's totally fine. You can do it however makes you happy. It is a lot easier to count if you just do the increase in the same spot each time, but I like to make things difficult. So in this situation, we're doing round 4. We're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do an increase, and then we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to repeat that 5 more times. So the increase is in the center of it. Okay, and now we're at the last time. Single crochet, increase, single crochet. Move the stitch marker. All right, so the next round, and we're going on to round 5. So round 5 is going to be increase, 3 single crochet 6 times. So we're going to increase, and then we're going to do 3 single crochet, okay, and then the next one, increase, and 3 single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, all right, and we're to the last few stitches, and you can see that there's 4 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've done it right. That's always good to check every once in a while. Move your stitch marker. Sing a little if you want. Apparently, I like to do that too. All right, so we just finished round 5. I'm gonna try to adjust my chair. You can't see me, but I was totally sitting in a hole, and I was super low. Like I was at a little tiny kids table, and it was very aggravating. Okay, so we're moving on to the next round, which is round 6. So it's going to be 2 single crochet and then an increase and then 2 single crochet. So single crochet for 2, 1, 2, then you're going to increase 1, 2 in the same stitch, and then 2 single crochet. 1, 2. Okay, and then you repeat that 5 more times, and then you'll have 36 stitches at the end of this round. So 1, 2, increase, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2. Okay, there's 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna just keep going. 1. Oops. And then increase. I don't know why I was doing it in the wrong spot. All right, move your stitch marker, and we're moving on to round 7. So in round 7, we're going to do increase, 5 single crochet, 6 times. So let's go ahead. Increase, 1, 2, and then 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, repeat it 5 more times. All right, now we are moving on to round 8. I like my stitch marker in the front so I can see it. Again, it doesn't really matter how you guys want to do it. It's all up to you. You can also speed this up, pause it, slow it down, however you want, so you're not just monotonously watching me crochet. All right, so it's going to be 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to increase, which is 2 in the same stitch, and then 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Repeat that around. I feel like a broken record at this point, but I think you're getting it. Repeat it around 5 more times. Yeah, that got all hung up on there. I didn't even want to keep trying it. So now I have to see where I was at because that got me all messed up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Increase. And then 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, 3. 1, 2, 3. Increase. 3. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. Increase. It, I'm not sure why it's hooking up today. I'm not used to this kind of hook, so it could be that. Or it could just be a day where they get hung up. It happens. All right, so we just finished round 8. With 4 more rows to go when we're increasing, and then we're just gonna crochet in the round until we get it as big as we want. So just a few more increase rows, and then you're gonna be ready to just basically mindlessly crochet in a circle. And I will use a piece of string for that, for counting, so I don't have to move this each time. So we just finished round 8. We are on to round 9, which is increase in 7 single crochet. So increase and 7 single crochet. Okay, now you're just gonna do that 5 more times. I don't know why I wanted to say 7, because that would be bizarre and it wouldn't work with the math. So increase and 7 single crochet. All right, so that was the end of round 9. Nope, round 9. Ugh, I'm having trouble with numbers today. I don't know what's going on. I am very sorry. Okay, now round 10 is going to be 4 single crochet and then increase and 4 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, increase, and then 4 more. All right, repeat it 5 more times. Okay, now it's time for round 9, 11, round 11. So round 11, we're going to increase in 9 single crochet. So increase, nine single crochet, 1, oops, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, repeat it 5 more times. All right, so this is our last increase row. This is round 12. When we're done with round 12, we'll have 72 stitches. And just like before, we're going to split the increases up. So we're going to single crochet for 5 and then increase and then single crochet for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Increase. 1, 2, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, repeat that 5 more times. I'm stretching my hands because my hands get sore after a while, especially when I'm not using one of the hooks that has an ergonomic handle. It tends to make my hands a little cranky, so I'll stretch them out. So we're going to repeat this. All right, there you have it. That is the base of our coconut. So the next part that we're going to do is we are going to do rounds 13 through 27, which is 15 rounds of single crochet. So you're just going to crochet in the round for 15 rows or rounds. I will be using a piece of yarn to mark it, and then I will just count to 15, and that's going to give us our nice little coconut drink shape. So okay, so now we're going to do 15 rows of single crochet to get the base of our little coconut. I am going to use a contrasting piece of yarn instead of the stitch marker because I don't have to pull it out each time, and I can just wrap it back and forth. So I lay it down right here like this. And And I'm gonna start working 15 rows of single crochet. This could be a while.
This is the outside of your work. This is the inside. It'll curl, and it may curl this way. But you just gotta flip it over so that the right side is showing. But that's just a design thing, and you like the way this side looks better. It's softer. But I prefer this side when I'm making amigurumi because I like it to. I like how neat it looks. Okay, so then we take the. Then we put it up like that, and we can move on. There we go. See? Now we have one row. Then we have 14 more to go. So we've done 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to have the evens go back in. It's just a weird thing I do to make sure I keep track. It helps me eyeball where I'm at as well. Alright, we're done 5. With 10 more to go. Ah, yes. This is the part where you're just like, dum 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 dum, turn on a good TV show, listen to some music. What do you guys like to watch when you are crocheting? What do you like to do when you're crocheting? Let me know. And now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll get a nice little shape to our little coconut. We're going to do 5 more rows, and then we're going to do the decreasing shaping. And once we finish that, we're going to set this piece aside and actually make all of the details for the face so we can give our little coconut some personality. Alright, 5 more rows around the single crochet. Very exciting. And my yarn is splitting so bad today. I think it's this hook. I'm going to have to retire this hook and go back to my other hook for when I do this, because I am not getting along with this one. I'm not actually playing yarn chicken here. I know I don't have enough to finish this zip too with this section, but I have a kit. So I have more yarn right here. It's no big deal. And what I'll do is when we get to the end of this, I'll show you how to add another piece of yarn. And just keep going like nothing happened.
Okay, so I usually keep going till I have about 6 inches left. I just want enough to hang on to so the next part is okay. You have 2 options. You can crochet over it after you change it, or you can do what I'm going to do, which is simply tie it in a knot because it's on the inside of the work and no one's going to see it. So I'm literally going to just switch to the next color. I'm not doing a color change. A color change I would do differently so that I wouldn't have the brown at the top. But since it's not a color change, it's just adding more yarn, we're just going to put it in like that. Then turn it inside out. Pull it a little so that that first stitch is all nice and tight. And then do a square knot. Bump. And bump. So now your ends are securely tied in with the side. You don't have any ends to weave in, which is honestly one of my favorite things. That's why I like doing amigurumi, because I don't have to weave in ends. And you can just keep working as if nothing ever happened. And it's not like knitting. You don't have to do it at the end of the round or anything. You can just do it right in the middle. My cat was up here on this table. Okay. So we're going to keep going. We're still working on those single crochet rounds. This part just takes so long. All right, so let's see where we're at. I'm pretty sure we're at 14, so we have one more round to go. Sorry, I still call these rows even after so many years, even though I am working on the round. Oh, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we have one more round. And then we will do some of the shaping, and we'll be done with this piece.
I can just never find it because I don't know. I just want to crochet. I don't want to try to find the center of a center pole. I know that is beyond lazy, but that is just what it is. I want immediate gratification of crocheting. That is what I'm going to do. Of course, it spins around everywhere, and I have to chase it and follow it. But I may not ever win it, so that's just what I have to deal with.
And there we have it. 15 rows. Yay! So you have your little bucket. It kind of sits like this. Woohoo! There's our little coconut. So I'm going to pull out my stitch marker for the last 15 rows. But I do want to point out, like, it works in a spiral, so it moves a little. So if you're doing colors or changing things, you need to adjust for that. So the beginning of my round would be here instead of over here. And if I was doing something that required a straight line, I'd have to adjust for that. In this situation, everything is brown in this piece, so there's no adjustment required. But just if you're designing something on your own, make sure you think of those things. So we're going to pull out our little marker and then smooth it all out so that you can't see it. Yay! And I'm going to just keep using this instead of the stitch marker. It's just so much easier for me. All right, now we are moving on to round 28. So this is the decrease section. And when I do the decreases, I do them all in the same spot. I don't do the invisible decreases. You're welcome to do any of those that you like. I just don't do them. Okay? That doesn't mean I do it wrong. That doesn't mean I do it right. It just means I don't. So round 28 is 10 single crochet decrease 6 times. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and now we're going to decrease. So decrease is super simple. You're going to single crochet the 2 pieces together. At least that's the way it's written in this pattern. So you're going to single crochet, pull up, and then do it in the next stitch. Pull up, yarn over, pull through all 3, and now we have reduced 1 stitch. That's all there is to this. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times. I don't know if you can hear that squeaking. Sometimes acrylic yarn just squeaks. Sometimes other yarn squeaks. It's soft, but it's squeaky, and it's so weird. Anyway, I just did 1 decrease, so we're going to keep going. All right, so now we're moving on to round 29, which is 9 single crochet, decrease 6 times. All right, so we're going to do that 5 more times. I didn't count the last time, so I'll count this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn got caught. And I did it again. All right, let's try this again. 8 and 9. And this is what I get for trying to count out loud instead of just focusing on crocheting, is I made all those extra mistakes. It's just how life works for me sometimes, right? All right, so then we're going to do our decrease. Okay, and we can just keep doing that. Now, eagle-eye viewers might have noticed last time I did a decrease, but it didn't seem like I had gotten 10 stitches. I hadn't, but I wanted to do the next row to see. Somewhere along the line, we lost a stitch. It's no big deal. So that I did my 9. I don't need to do a decrease. I will just go ahead and single crochet right there. And then we should be right back on track and everything should be fine. It's not that big of a deal. It's an easy way to fix it. Now, if you're off like 10 stitches, you need to go back and figure out what you did wrong. But 1 stitch here or there is really not going to mess anything up. And then because I put it at the end of the row, you're not going to notice the lack of a decrease right there. It's all just going to work itself out. All right, so that finishes round 29. We are going to do round 30, which is 8 single crochet and a decrease 6 times. So we're going to single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, and then your decrease, which is in the first stitch, pull up, in the next stitch, pull up, yarn over, pull through everything, and you have your little decrease right there. All right, so now repeat that 5 more times. In my next video, I'm going to switch to a different hook. I am having too many fights with this hook, and I'm pretty sure it's the hook, not the yarn. But I don't want to switch in the middle because I don't want to change the gauge, because even though they're the same size, things are often different. So you should try not to switch hooks in the middle of a project. Things can get weird. All right, so let's try that again. There we go. All right, and now we're moving on to round 31. 31 is 7 single crochet, decrease 6 times. So we're going to do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, and now we decrease. We're not stuffing this one yet because we're not going to completely close it with this section, and there's plenty of room. So what I want to do is get this piece finished, and then we'll put the face on and the flowers, and then we'll make the top and put it on. And when we do that, we'll stuff it. So sometimes I want to start stuffing. I always want to start stuffing when I can get a whole hand in there. So we still have some time. But in case you were wondering why we haven't started stuffing it, that is why. Right. We have 3 more rounds of this little coconut base, and I mean, it looks like a coconut, which is what we're going for, right? Sometimes it takes a while when you're working around for it to suddenly look like what you wanted it to look like. I know I have like a discarded bin of body parts because they just didn't turn out how I wanted them to. So if they don't turn out, you can always frog it, which is when you pull it out, you rip it, rip it, rip it, rip it. So it's called frogging. Or you can just make some sort of Frankenstein's monster with your discarded body parts. All right. Now we're moving on to round 32, which is 6 single crochet and decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then your decrease. If you crochet faster than me, feel free to speed up the video. If you crochet slower than me, feel free to slow down the video. If you don't really want to listen to me natter, feel free to mute the video. Any of these things are fine, but we're going to repeat this around 5 more times. All right, so that finished round 32. So next up, we're going to do round 33. And in round 33, we're just going to do a single crochet row, but we're going to do that in the front loops only. So if you look at a stitch you have the front loop on this side and then the back loop on this side, or the front loop is on the outside when you're working in the round and the back loop is on the inside when you're working in the round. Some people always crochet in the back loops and then they get this neat little rib texture. I only use front and back for design elements. And in this situation, we're going to crochet in these front loops to leave these back loops open so that we can sew the top of the drink on and it'll make it fit nice and snugly in there. And so that's why I'm doing that, so that there's a nice easy place to sew it on and then I don't have any cream colored stitches showing on the front of the piece. So that's why we're doing it. If you don't want to do it that way, you don't have to, but this is what I recommend. It will make this next piece a little bit easier. So you're just going to do a single crochet row, round. I will never get that right, in the front loop. So that's 2 loops. This is the front loop. So you go only in that front piece and then you single crochet. And you do that all the way around. And when we finish, I'll show you that ridge that it gives you on the inside of the piece. And sometimes when you do it on the back loops, you get a ridge on the outside of the piece and it makes it so that like the legs form, etc. I use it a lot for legs to make my legs flat. Okay, that's enough of me rambling. Front loops only, guys. Just remember, front loop only. You do sometimes get into a meditative state and you forget about that. So front loops only. Okay, so you just finished your through the front loops only, and if we look inside, you'll see there's this little ridge here, and that's going to be really helpful when we get to the top of our coconut drink. I can still fit my hand in here and everything else, but I have this nice little ridge for sewing purposes later on. So I prefer that. It's not absolutely necessary. If this is just something you don't care to do, totally fine. All right, we are now to our last row. And again, I'm doing this so that there is the edge of the coconut and the top of the drink sits down in there. That is why I'm doing that. I think it looks cute and it's a design element that I like. So that's why we're doing it. All right, so we're just doing a round of single crochet. Y'all know how to do that by now. Just single crochet around. And I realize I hold my hook like this and some people hold their hook like this. I can't do it that way. I mean, I can, but I'm much slower. So don't let the way I hold my hook. If you hold it a different way, go for it. It's whatever you can do to get it to make it work for you. There are no hard and fast rules of this is how you hold a crochet hook. If it works for you and you crochet and you enjoy it, who cares? Do whatever makes you happy, right? And that's just more rambling. Okay. So then you finished it. It's all done. We have finished the base of our coconut. So what we're going to do is drop our scissors on the floor and then kick our light with our foot and make everything go wrong. I love how things work that way. The scissors like fell right on the cord, which popped it out of the wall because, you know, that's just life. We're going to cut it. And nobody ever gives instructions on fastening off, but I just slip stitch into the next stitch. So slip through and then pull through and pull all the way up, and you have a little tail. And there is your finished coconut base. All right, so we have our coconut done. And the next thing we're going to do is insert the eyes. So what I do is I fold it in half. And basically lay it flat so I can get an idea of what my face is going to look like. I grab my eyes and my eyeball backs. On this one, we're going to do it between rounds 19 and 20. So if you start at the beginning, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So I'm going to just go ahead and put my large eye needle right here so I have an idea where the row or the round is that I'm doing. Now, I don't put the backs on until I'm happy with how the eyes look. So we're going to do these about 8 to 9 stitches apart. I always like to try to make my beginning edge in the back. So this is the round where we're going to try to put them in. I'm going to... And you have the recommendations And that's what I think you should think of as of a pattern is this is the recommended, but if you put them in and you don't like the way that it looks, it's fine to change it. This is your creature. This is your project. Go ahead and change it up. So now I have that one in, and to count the stitches between, I always go to the back of him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to go ahead and mark that. That's about where you should go. And go ahead and put this in and see. Because you get a lot of personality from the eyes of your patterns and how you put the eyes on. So you want to kind of play with this to see if it's what you want. So I kind of set it up and I look at it and I'm looking at this one, and it could be that I crocheted a little differently this time or not, but I want them to go a little higher. I don't like the way that that looks. So I'm going to bring that up a little higher, and I'm going to separate them up a little bit. And check to make sure they're in the same round. Okay. So I'm happier with them here, I think. And like you get a lot of personality from the eyes. So I highly recommend that you just kind of play around with them a little bit to see where you like them. This is where I like them. So I brought them up 2 rows. So they're between rounds 21 and 22. And they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stitches apart. Really and truly, it is the personality you want to give your creature. So you can make them as far apart or as close together as you want. It really will change the way they look, and it's totally fine. So then you take your little backs. These are not my favorite kind, but I can work with them. I like to open it up on the inside and then press down. Okay, that went on way easier than these usually do. And then I do a little bit more to make sure they're nice and secure in there. If you are making this for a pet or a child under the age of 3, these are a choking hazard. And while I don't know how kids get them out, they do. Because kids are masterful at that, and they can. So put this other one on. There we go. And it snaps in. You hear it. You also want to make sure your eyelashes are where you want them. So there you go. We've done that part of her little face. I kind of curl it up like that. Whatever. It works. All right. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to crochet her cheek circles and the flower. And we're going to get those put on. Then we're going to embroider the mouth. And then we're going to make the top of the drink. So those are the next few steps. So grab your hook and grab the pale peach color, which is what I'm using is Knit Picks, and this is Seashell. You are going to make 2 of these. Make your slip knot, chain 2, 1, 2, and then you are going to do 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull that first piece tight, and then you're going to do a slip stitch to make this a circle. So you do a slip stitch in the first stitch, and then you fasten off. You want to leave, I don't know, about 8 inches to sew that on, about 8 inches. And there you go. And you set this off to the side. I'll put in the background, you're going to have your little cheek circles and your flower, etc. So, and this is based on the kawaii form of cute Japanese characters. They always have these little cute circles on their cheeks that are like a blush. So that's what I did. I think these are really cute, but if you don't like them, don't do them. Again, it doesn't matter. All right, we're making the second one. Same thing. Chain 2. 1, 2. 6 single crochet in the second chain from hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull up tight. Fasten off by doing a slip stitch in the first stitch. Leave enough to sew with. Pull it up. All right, now we have our 2 cheek circles. They're ready to go. You have extra yarn, which is great. So look at all this extra yarn that you're getting in this kit. You can make other things. You can make a scrappy blanket. You could do all sorts of things, but in the kit, you're definitely going to have enough to finish the project. All right, so the next piece that we're going to do, and I really do like to just sew everything on at the same time. So I'm actually going to just finish making all the pieces, and then we'll put it together. We'll put on our cheeks, which are just going to go like this right outside the eyes. We'll embroider a little mouth. We'll attach our flower, and we may wait to attach the flower until after we put the lid on. It depends on how high we want it. And then we will stuff our Koki and put the top of our drink on, and then put in the straw. Super exciting, right? All right, so then I am using a light blue kind of teal color for the flower. Again, any color will do for this. I just like the contrast of this blue with this brown. I'm a big fan of blue and brown, so I like to match those colors and play with those colors, but like a bright pink, a purple, an orange, a red, because it's kind of like a hibiscus flower, so it's kind of cute. All right, so we're going to again work in the round. So we're going to chain 2. And again, if you don't like this, you could do a magic ring. I just don't like the magic ring. All right. And we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. So now we are going to make the base of our flower. I do flowers in a couple of different ways, but this is the way I like this flower. So it will end up with 5 petals. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 10 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Yeah, you see that big opening. It's so easy. You just take your tail and you pull that and it goes away. And then I don't have to worry about trying to do the magic ring. Now we're going to do a slip stitch into that first stitch to make a circle. I know I don't normally do this, but that's what I do for circles in the round so that I have a nice even circle shape to start with my petals. Okay. So we are going to do these next 5 stitches in the same stitch. So we'll go right here and we're going to single crochet. Then in that same stitch, we're going to half double crochet, which means you do a yarn over, through, pull up, yarn over, pull through them all. Okay. then we're going to do a double crochet in this stitch. So yarn over, through, pull, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, then we're going to do another double crochet. I was wrong, it's 6 stitches. Another double crochet, yarn over, pull, yarn over, pull, yarn over, pull, a half double crochet, yarn over, and then a single crochet. And that all went into one stitch. So I know it looks weird. It seemed like a lot, but that really will help. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip this next stitch and we're going to do this again. So you're going to do a single crochet. You're skipping a stitch. So I left that one empty. Single crochet, double or half double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet. Okay, so see, now you have 2 petals. And we're going to do this again, and we're going to end up with 5 petals. So here's the next stitch. We're going to skip it. I'm skipping right here. I'm doing that so you can see that without my hands in the way. Skipping this one, going into this one. So single, half double, 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 half double, single. And when I say double, double, then I start to want to be like, toil and trouble, cauldron burn. Apparently a little too much of some other stuff. Okay. Now we're going to skip and we're going to do it here. Single, half, double, double, half, and single. Now you can stop it here. I am actually doing one more, and the skip is here. It actually starts in that slip stitch at the very beginning. It's a little weird in this section, so just kind of try to throw it in there wherever it fits. I might edit it a little to get the right number, or maybe I did something wrong here. But anyway, we're gonna single, half, double, double, half, come on, half, and single. And then you're just going to slip stitch this to fasten it off. And cut. You want to leave enough for sewing. You've got plenty of yarn here. Okay. So now you have your little flower, and because of the way it works, when I sew it on, I'm going to sew it in the center section so that it curves out. I'm not going to pin the sides down because I want the flower to come out from her head. So I'm going to do it like that. However, if you want it to be flat to her head, like a little pouch, you can do that. I would iron it first if you're going to make it flat. It'll just make it easier for you. And if you're worried that that hole got too big, pull, and it makes it go away. That's why I love that. And then you have your little stitches, and I think it's super cute. Oh. All right. So last thing that we need to crochet is the top of the drink. So I am using cream. All the yarn that I used is from Knit Picks. This is Brava Sport Weight. You can use any kind. If you use worsted weight, your little coconut will be bigger. If you use jumbo, it'll be really big. Eventually, we're going to do some projects with the jumbo yarn, and they're super fun and so squishy. If you do it in thread crochet, it'll be teeny, 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 tiny. And you might need a different kind of straw for it, but maybe a little umbrella toothpick or something would work instead of the crazy straw. Anyway, you can do it in any size yarn. Just adjust your hooks accordingly. You want your stitches tight so the stuffing doesn't show through. Okay, so we're moving on to the top of the drink. And also with Koki, I forgot to say, if you want her to have like 50 flowers, make 50 flowers. No one cares. It's your little crochet project, and it would be really cute if there was like boom, boom, boom. Maybe some on both sides. Maybe she has one on each side. Maybe she has a flower crown. All of those would be adorable, and it's your project. So if you change it up and make it super cute, just tag me at #DrunkenAuntWendy or do @DrunkenAuntWendy so I can see it and tell you how awesome you are. Okay, top of the drink. So we're doing this in cream. We're going to chain 2 because that's what we do this week. All right, chaining 2. We're going to do 6 single crochet and the second chain from hook. Okay, pull it up tight. All right, that's round 1. We're going to do round 2, which is going to be increase in each stitch. We should know how to increase by now, but we'll walk you through the first set. So increase is just basically 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So single crochet, yarn over, pull through. All right, that is 1 increase. We're going to do that 6 more times. Okay, this is my first row. I always count, make sure I have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Grab my stitch marker or my spare piece of yarn. We go to round 3, which is an increase single crochet 6 times. So we're going to increase. And we're going to single crochet. And we're going to do that 5 more times. So we increase by 6 in this row. All right, and now we're moving on to round 4, which is single crochet, increase, single crochet 6 times. Basically, we're crocheting a circle that's the exact size of this top piece so that we can cover it. And we know how many stitches were in that top piece because we paid attention. So in that row where we put the we crocheted the back loops only, there were 42 stitches. So we need to increase to 42 stitches, which is 5 single crochet increase because everything is a multiple of 6 in this project. I know, it's crazy, right? All right, so we're doing single crochet, increase, and single crochet, and we're going to do that 5 more times. All right, round 5, increase 3 single crochet 6 times. Go increase, 3 single crochet, say 5 more times. All right, and now we're moving on to round 6. 2 more to go, and we've crocheted all the pieces. And we can do the fun part, which is assembly, or the worst part. It depends on which ones you guys like better. And if you aren't using the kit and you want to use just white for this, the white top to a coconut is fine. I thought it was too harsh, which is why I went with the cream. But again, it's your thing. So if you want to do it in white, because that's what you have, it's totally fine. You can also change the face and make it like the coconuts from Moana. So that would be fun. You can embroider all the little coconut faces. There's a whole bunch you can do with this little guy. She doesn't have to be made exactly like mine. In fact, don't make it exactly like you want instead of what I do. All right, so I'm supposed to be telling you what we're doing next, and I haven't. We're gonna do 2 single crochet, increase, and 2 single crochet. All right, 5 more times. All right, I wasn't paying attention and I messed up somewhere. I don't know what I did. Oh, there it is. I wasn't counting and I did an increase and then I did 2 and then I did an increase instead of doing 2 and then 2. Something felt funny when I was doing that. I thought I wasn't paying attention. Happens. It's not that big a deal because you can just frog it back. But you are supposed to pay attention. Sometimes watching TV does make me make mistakes, but I almost always catch them. So. And the reason I catch them is because I know how many I should have left at the end of the round. And since I didn't, everything was weird. Okay, so then we're about to do the very last round, and we'll have made all of our pieces for our little coconut. So your last round is increase 5 single crochet 6 times. Increase, 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and I increase. And just keep doing this around. All right, that's it. Now, I know that looks really little, but it's okay. I know this opening looks really big, and this looks really little, but it actually fits in there, and the stitching will pull it in, and it'll make it, give it a nice rounded shape, and she'll look really fun and cute, and then you can stick your little straw right in there, and you'll be really happy with it. I don't want to make it any bigger because I want to have the exact number of stitches when I'm sewing it all together. So go off her face to the side. Now leave a pretty decently long, because you have to go around it. If you're not sure, I usually say like 4 times the length of what you're sewing. So we'll give you enough. It's just, I hate when I have to add an extra piece because it's so much easier when it's attached. And this is probably extra long, but I'd rather have it longer than shorter, unless I'm playing Yarn Chicken, and then, you know, if you've played Yarn Chicken, you know. All right, so we're gonna pull that through. We're fastening off with just a slip stitch. All right, so now we have all our pieces. And it's time to start putting things together. So you can set your crochet hook to the side. If you hate the hook that you use, like I did this time, you can just throw your crochet hook away. I probably won't do that, but I will keep that in case something goes wrong, but I hope to never, ever, ever use that crochet hook again. All right, so I'm going to do the cheek circles first. All right. Now what I try to do is make sure this kind of like gets hidden, but I can also pull it through and then tie it on. So I like my cheek circles to be on the outside of the eyes, just a little bit lower. So this is 2 down from the bottom of the eye, and 1, 2, 3 back. I use my large eye needle. And I actually don't like going all the way through and out. So what I do, and it seems weird because I'm explaining it, but I go from the other side. I think it's called a whip stitch. This is just how Wendy sews things together. And if you've done a lighter color coconut, like maybe a really light beige, or you made it all in the cream color, you can actually just draw these on with a marker or blush. Blush works as well. Okay. It looks like I missed it when I first did this stitch. So she has an extra little line. I can just pull that out and cover it up, which is what I'm going to do. I don't know what I was thinking or what I was doing, but that is, sometimes it happens and it's not that big of a deal. I'm a hate unsewing. Okay. So I just fixed that, and I'm going to take this through to the inside. So now it's on the inside. I'm going to thread this one through. Take it through the inside. And then I'm just going to tie these in a knot, so there's less likelihood of it coming undone. I'm going to cut that. You don't have to, because they're going to be tucked inside and it's just stuffing, so it's not that big of a deal. I just do it because it's habit. I always tend to cut my ends when I sewed, so I have a tendency to do that. Okay, so then let's do the other side of our cheek. We want to kind of layer flat, make sure it's matching. Some people like to pin them on. You are more than welcome to do that. It is an extra step that I am typically too lazy to do. I will learn my lesson eventually and do that, but as of now, I just don't. So I said it was 2 below, but it ended up being at the same row. 2, 2, 3, and it's 3 back. So we're going to start it. About right there. Yeah, looks fine. Okay, and then you kind of lay it how you want it. I don't want it to go up that high. I want it right there. So this totally looks awkward and fiddly. I'm sorry. My sew-on process is a little strange. I think it's only strange because I actually have to like walk you through what I'm doing, and I normally just do it. And it's weird when you suddenly have to be like, oh, so what I was doing is blah, 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 because you just kind of act on autopilot, especially if you've sewn together as many creatures and faces as I have. You just act on autopilot. You don't even think about it. And I got all 6 stitches. All right, I'm shoving this through to the inside, and you can see all your pretty stitch work on the inside. I cross stitch, and I'm always like, the back of it looks terrible. Now I'm not doing a very good job. I may have issues. All right, anyway, take your tail in too, and open her up, and then tie this off. All right, clip the edges if you want. If you don't care. All right, so now we have her cheeks, and she's super cute. So all we have left is a mouth, the flower and stuffing and sewing on the top. So we're almost done, guys. So just hang in there. All right, so now we're gonna attach the flower. I like my flower to go on the right side as I'm looking at it. So it would be over here. Again, it really doesn't matter either way. You can put one on each side. You can make a bunch of them. Really and truly, whatever makes you happy is how I would do this. You start your needle. Okay, so with the flower, our stitches aren't, the end of the yarn isn't in the center. So I go ahead before starting with the sewing and move that to the center, just so I don't have any weird stitches. And I'm just gonna sew these center stitches on so that it still sticks out a little bit. So I want it below the edge, over the eye. Really just kind of eyeball your placement. It's really however you want to do it. And then you're gonna go through, and then I take it through the very center. Forgot to adjust my chair. There we go. Okay, and then through. All right, and it is all done. Leave that inside. You can either thread this through and pull it through with a needle, or you can take your crochet hook, pop it through, and pull that extra tail in. It depends on your skill at threading a needle. Mine's good, but I wasn't in the mood right then. Okay, and then we're going to tie this off, just like we did before with a square knot. And clip it. Okay. So then we kind of check her out, see how she looks, and she needs a mouth. So there are multiple ways of putting on a mouth. We're going to do the basic, easiest way today. You get your large eye needle, and you're going to get your black. And there's just a little bit of black in here, and that's because this is the only section that you need it for. And if you don't want to give her a mouth, it's totally fine too, all right? Okay, thread that. We're threaded. All right. So I want the top of the smile to be right about here, and I want it to go straight across. So I'm just kind of eyeballing that right now. Again, you can use pins or anything else to mark it, but I'm not going to. So I've kind of made that spot. So I'm going to go from the inside and pop that through. And I'm going to leave enough in so I can tie it off when I'm done. So then I'm going to take it straight across. And, you know, it doesn't look very smiley right now, but that's okay. So we're going to do a straight across mouth. Try to put it at the same. So this is about 2 in from in the eye. So we'll do that right there. So because we want it to be even. There we go. We have a straight across mouth. That's not a very fun personality thing. So we don't want it quite like that. I'm going to pull that down to give her a subtle smile. You're gonna pop your needle up from the inside at the bottom of where you want that. I think I want it down one more. If you make it too harsh, it will look like a diagonal, so you don't want to be too crazy with it. So you pull that up like that, and then you go right on the other side of that. And you've pulled her smile in place. And that's all you had to do. And now she has a cute little smile. This one's looking slightly off center to me, partly because I'm doing it upside down. So what I'm going to do is just a second one over here, maybe closer, because you want that piece to be right in the dead center. But sometimes you make mistakes. So when we make mistakes, we just fix them. And there we go. That looks better to me. So I like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn her inside out. And they always look so freaky inside out. I always think these look like aliens. Okay, I know. And then tie your beginning to your end so that it stays in here. And cut it off. All your extra yarns over here. All right, so now we are going to start stuffing. And then we'll sew the top on. So we want to get him nice and stuffed, get her nice and stuffed. We're not going to need this. So you can make sure that's on the inside. If you want to tie it to any of the other brown ones in there, that's fine. Make sure it's tied in a way that it doesn't pull on your stitches. It just is something that'll hold it in there, but it won't get in your way. Okay, so there we go. All right, now stuffing. All right. I use polyfiber fill. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it on Amazon. In fact, I got a 20-pound box of it on Amazon. So I like it the best because it's the easiest to manipulate. So you want a whole bunch of stuffing. I tend to overstuff so that I get the shaping the way that I want. Break that in half to start with. I'm going to stuff. Get your whole hand in there. It's nice. Okay. Now what I do is I take my hands into the center and I get the stuffing nice and out to the sides. And the reason I want it out to the side, I want it around the eyes because there's usually some issues with those and everything else. So you kind of make a little center hole that your hand goes into and you push the stuffing out to the sides to get it the shape that you want, and then you put more stuffing in. And more stuffing in. Okay, and then you kind of squish them around. That looks about how I want it, so we might keep adding some stuffing as we put the top on, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and say that's enough stuffing. So we're gonna take our little top piece, thread our needle, okay, needle is threaded. Now we're gonna be using the back loops only from round 33 is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and just start by pulling it in through there and kind of pop that up. Now this should kind of pull it in a little. This is a 1-to-1. They should have the right number of stitches. So you're going to go one on this side, one on that side. I'm going to go down through one of the back loops and through one of my crochet stitches. pull that in, go through the next one, and then up, then go down, and to the next stitch. And I like this method when I'm using back loops only as a way to kind of hide the stitching instead of doing an overstitch, which is probably not the correct term. Go through and then up through your back loop. And go down through the next back loop and move on to the next crochet stitch. And then we're just going to keep doing this all the way around. As you can see, the way we did that, we have this nice little clean edge inside here for when she's covering up the top. That's what I was going for, and that's, but if you don't like that, again, I always say, do what you want. I feel like the Beastie Boys, what you want. Probably gonna get that part edited for saying that. No singing the Beastie Boys in YouTube videos. You will get shut down, or that section of your video will get muted. Yeah, the cat hasn't bothered me the whole time that I've been doing this until today. But today she's decided she needs to come in and say hi. And it's not like doors work with her. She will open any door. And if she can't get it open, she'll pound on it until you come open the door because, well, she won't stop pounding on it. Yeah, she's Peach. We love her, but she's much better when the kids are home, so they pay attention to her and not me. So as you see, we're ending up with this right number of stitches, which is great. It's exactly what we wanted. I'm just adjusting the shaping as I go, kind of squishing it a little bit to get it where I want it. That's the great thing about these kind of plush is you can still kind of manipulate them a little bit. But I'm about to close up the hole, so if there's anything, you want to do a quick check, see if there's anything you want to change with the way that it's stuffed before you close the hole, because opening that back up is kind of a pain. Another fun fact about the cat, she's an indoor cat, and her favorite thing to catch is yarn. She likes to catch balls of yarn, but always the expensive stuff, like my mohair or my merino wool, and then leave it on my pillow for me because I can't catch it myself. I find that very funny, and I think it's a little adorable, but yes, the cat will catch me yarn and leave it for me when she thinks I haven't been knitting or crocheting enough, I guess. All right, so we are almost done. That was the last stitch, but we're going to go back through the first one just again, just to make sure. Get it nice and tight. There you go. You have your nice top all done. Now, this is how I fasten off when I can't tie them off inside. I take the needle and the yarn and I shove it through and I pop it out the other side. And make sure it's pretty far through so there's a lot of yarn lost in there. And I cut that, pull it a little tight when I cut it so that it snaps back inside and you don't have a little piece. And there you go. That is your finished coconut. You can take your crazy straw. You have that beginning stitch or any of the other stitches. You can just slide that in there. And she's a super cute coconut drink. We like to call her Coconut, but you are more than free to change her name to something else. I think she's adorable. And we'll see you back here next time when we look like we're making the avocado. All right, so see you guys in a couple weeks. Thanks. Bye.